What's going on, guys? It's Snoov 603, and as you can tell from the title of this video, I am back. I'm making the comeback. But before I go into it, I just want you to know that there's going to be a lot of things I'm going to cover in this. Most importantly, I want you to know that I'm going to explain what the hell happened, what led me to say that I was quitting, because that's a pretty long and detailed story, and, you know, just, I've always been very, very, very transparent and honest with you guys from the get-go, and I'm going to continue that. So I definitely owe you an explanation. And when I say I'm coming back, it's not in the same capacity that I had been in before. Things are going to be a little different. I won't be producing as much content per se, but there still will be new content coming up on the channel at least once a week for pretty much starting this week and indefinitely until something changes that I no longer can do that. And really exciting. I want to announce something too that's coming up, but a lot I'm gonna be able to explain now in this video. More of it I will be able to explain in the next video, which is actually going to be going up probably on Monday. But without further ado, let's get into the heart of the matter. What happened? Part 1 of this commentary. So as most of you know, if the last video you watched from me was All Good Things Must End, Snoov 603 or Shustybang, I forget exactly what the end of that title of the video was, but I was pretty emotional about talking about ending the channel. I had a lot of shit going on in my life, and I needed to take a step back, and I just, the light had gone out inside for gaming. There was a lot of things that I saw within the community and just in gaming in general that I didn't care for, and it just turned me very, very sour on the industry. But as it turns out, it didn't have so much to do with what was going on YouTube that turned me sour on everything. But I'll get to that soon in this part 1 of this commentary. I really didn't think I was coming back because I had a lot going on, and I was in such a dark, just awful, depressive state. I couldn't see there being any future for anything for me for YouTube. I thought that was it. I had to close this chapter in my life and move on, and I just didn't see how I could return to that because I thought it was really holding me back. But it turns out it was actually probably, I mean, it was helpful, but at the same time, it was actually kind of a hindrance. And I'll get to that again in a little bit in this video because I'm trying to stick to an order here. So I did what I said I was going to do during that time, with some exceptions. One of the things I said was to try and get back to being myself, and I did. I feel like I felt better these past 4 to 6 weeks than I have in well over a year. I mean, pretty much since January, I have felt awful. There was a stretch in there where I was extremely depressed. More than anything, I was just angry. Man, I was angry at the whole world, and I was just fucking breeding negativity through and through. I was the epitome of a negative, angry person. I'm sure there's a single word out there that would best explain the kind of person I had become, but at the moment it escapes me. So I did a lot of self-reflection, and I tried to understand what happened with me personally that led me to be such a negative person. To put it as plainly as possible and to be as perfectly honest as possible and put it out there in the open, I fully 100% admit that I had become a really, really bad person for quite a while there. I had become the thing I hated in YouTube, just being a ridiculously negative person, hating on everything for the sake of hating it. Not everything. There were some things that I was genuinely displeased with and had extremely valid reasons for, but there was a lot of it that was just completely uncalled for. And I just realized I didn't want to be this person. I had to change. This isn't who I had spent so much of my life kind of trying to cultivate and grow and create, to be the person I wanted to be. I've always wanted to be a motivator. I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted to be a positive force in people's lives. So when anyone ever thought of me, it brought a smile to their face and say, he's a good dude. And that's what I've always wanted. In the past year, I let my work situation become so detrimental to the rest of my life I had completely lost track of who I was as a person and who I wanted to be. And that just kind of fed into that depressive state that I fell into. And man, it was tough. I was in a really bad spot. I don't think I've ever been in such a bad spot as that before in my entire life, and I fucking hope beyond all hope that I never get back to it. So, to try and wrap that up in one short, concise thought, I had let my shitty work situation bleed into the rest of my life, and just it turned inward on me, and I allowed that to happen, and I allowed it to just get worse and worse instead of trying to make things better before it got too bad. And then it got too bad. It got even worse than that. And, I apologize for everything that I did in the past couple months where I was not me. I was not Snoov whatsoever. But the good news is that I feel like I definitely turned a corner. When you can sit down and be completely honest with yourself and really understand all aspects of yourself and who you are, what you represent and everything, you can see the good and the bad, and you need to not only recognize the bad but accept it. And with that exception, you can then turn it and find change and implement that change and become a better person. At least that's how I was able to view it, and it may be kind of kooky to some people. It may sound oversimplified, but it is what it is. It's what worked for me, and I'm happy to report that it did work. I felt so much better these past month and a half than I have in a very long time, for me at least. So things are good. That's exactly what happened with everything that led me to be that shithead I was pretty much from, I don't even know, late last year up until when I quote unquote quit Shustybang in May. And hopefully, for any of those that are watching that follow me on Twitter, like, I've been completely active on there. I've been completely active while streaming. Not, every day streaming, but I've been on there at least once a week. Even, since before I shut the channel down for a little while there. And I hope that people have noticed that I've gone through much more positive change. The people around me, especially my wife and some of my friends, they have noted it, that I'm doing a lot better, which is good. So I'm getting back on track to being the Snoov that Snoov has always wanted to be, for lack of a better term. So part 2 about this is why the change of heart to return, because it did seem pretty ironclad that I'd quit Shustybang for good. There was going to be no return. Well, that's still technically true, but it's really hard to explain what's going on. You're just going to have to wait for the announcement regarding Dawnbreaker Gaming. And this does tie into this part 2 of the explanation of why the change of heart on the return. That commentary that'll be going up on Monday is the plan is for it to go up on Monday. Please don't hold me to it, because there could be some unforeseen problem that comes up between now and then that changes that. But we go over a lot of things. Long story short, the change of heart is because I'm so unhappy with where I'm at with my current career path. I realize I need something constructive. I need something that I can go in and be creative with and help create and construct, see from the ground up. I'm a tinkerer. That's the best way I can explain myself. I come up with ideas, and I just need to keep my hands busy all the time. Like, I live to build things. And it can be really, really stupid, simple things. Like, building a gate for my porch that we never had before, at my house, just feels so good. It's a gate. It's literally 2 1-inch thick by 6-inch tall by 30-inch wide boards with a couple of 2x2s strapped along it to connect them, and voila, you get a gate. Slap on some hinges. But it's little things like that where I see that there is something missing, and I need to come up with a solution. So I'm able to come up with ideas in my head and put them down either on paper or in SolidWorks. This is a program I use heavily at work. And, come up with a 3D design, go out and buy the materials, build it, do everything completely on my own, or with the help of others. Doesn't matter. I'm not against working in a team environment, and just going through the whole process of creating something and seeing it come to fruition. That drives me. That, I realize, is actually a huge part of who I am and what I find enjoyable and what makes me happy. It's just the process of creating something or coming up with an idea, and then the process of actually getting hands-on and creating it. So that's why the change of heart has come back. I need something constructive like that in my life, and as I'm not getting it in my current career path, and I can't change that any faster than I'm currently trying. I mean, I've done everything I can, so now it's just a matter of waiting for the right opportunities to line up. I need something else, so that's why I'm coming back. I need a baby to work with here as far as a project goes. That's the change of heart. And that kind of ties into Dawnbreaker Gaming. For those that follow me on Twitter, we've been talking about Dawnbreaker Gaming a little bit over the past couple weeks, and this is a project that myself and Epona have been nursing and nurturing and growing for a couple of months now at this point, about 2 months or so. And it's almost done. It's great. Epona has done almost all of the work with this because I know literally dick about coding, and she is a goddamn genius when it comes to it. So she has, we both came up with the idea to begin with, and we throw a thing here and there, and then it just kept evolving, and then we started throwing down all these ideas on paper, and it evolved even further from that. We hammered out some of the wrinkles here, we changed things here and there, and all of a sudden, before we know it, we had this like perfectly planned out idea for a website, and we're like, this is a great idea. We got to move forward with this. And to give you a teaser about it, the whole premise of it is to basically create a better online community regarding gaming. This has absolutely nothing to do with this Gamergate shit, and I'm not getting into that now. That's a topic for a different time. 100% honest, this idea for Dawnbreaker Gaming has been going on for well over a month before this whole Gamergate and shittiness in gaming journalism came up. So they're not related. It is just a ridiculous coincidence. And it's kind of funny because you're going to see, if anyone's been paying attention, there's been quite a bit of websites that are either have popped up or are being promised to come up in the upcoming weeks. So we'll see what goes on with that. What we're doing is purely coincidence. It has nothing to do with any of that. I guess to wrap this up, we'll go with part 3. What exactly will I be doing moving forward? Again, there's not too much I can say right now because we do have that video coming up announcing everything regarding Dawnbreaker that Epona and I will discuss. But as for Shustybang and the content you're going to see on this channel, I can tell you some, I can't tell you the rest until that next video. I do not know what's going to happen with the Shustybang brand. The idea I'm toying with moving forward is that Shustybang will be terminated as far as the name goes, because for better or for worse, Shustybang is associated with Battlefield, and I don't want that. It was fun while it lasted, but it's too limited, it's too narrow-minded, and it's just, I don't think it's good for the future. Everything that I've done as far as my style goes, for what kind of videos I've done, what kind of reviews, informational things, opinionated things, the whole nature, that style is going to remain. That will not change, nor will it ever change. I would like to think that if it does change, it's only because it gets better as I continue to mature as a person and become more professional with anything that I do or find interest in. Then yeah, that's what you want, because that's progress, and progress is good. But really all that's going to possibly change is the damn name. But I don't know. I mean, Shustybang might be able to stick around in a minimal capacity just for the nostalgia's sake. It's way too early to tell. I'm not making any promises. I'm just saying that as far as content that you're going to see on this channel, style-wise, it's pretty much going to continue to be the same thing. We're aiming to be a little bit more professional. I guess I haven't addressed this, and it's kind of stupid that I didn't address it earlier, but hindsight's 2020. Fake Thriller is not going to be returning. I'm not saying he won't return maybe in the future, but as of now, there is absolutely no plans for him to return. So, yeah, I mean, more the same, but a little different, if you will. I think that pretty much covers everything. However, if there's anything else you guys want me to clear up that you'd like to see an explanation on, whatever, just please go ahead and ask me politely in the comments below, and I will be happy to address anything. As long as it's not like, overtly personal stuff that I don't like to get too personal, as you guys know. There's still gotta be a little bit of privacy maintained throughout this, which is, reasonable and understandable and pretty nice to have at some points. So that's pretty much going to be it. Again, I'm very, very sorry for everything in the past, in the very, very recent past. Specifically, I'm very sorry for being an absolute fuckhead, an absolute negative twat. You can pick what you want because it all applies. I really honestly feel that that's the person I become. But I feel like I've definitely turned the corner. I'm a much better person compared to what I had been, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited about my future now moving forward. I've got a much better attitude and outlook on everything in life, and that's helped tremendously. Most importantly, I want to say thank you to the select few who have maintained the friendship and open lines of communication with me throughout this whole everything. From before it all came up, right on through everything I've been going through the past couple months, even right up till through in today. There's, a core group of you guys that have been, I don't even want to say fans because it's been more like friends that have just been there, not, like being fanboys or anything, just being good people, genuinely concerned because we have something in common. And you're generally nice people. And for that, I want to say thank you. I did want to recognize those people. I have rambled on long enough. You can look forward to a video dual comp between myself and Opponent coming up in the next couple of days regarding Dawnbreaker Gaming. We're hoping to have that up by Monday, but again, unless something unforeseen between now and then comes up, that could change. But as of now, the plan is for everything to launch on Monday, which is awesome. Cannot tell you guys how excited I am, and it's just exciting to have an idea like this come to fruition because we're going into untapped territory, or untraveled territory. I don't know, you know what I mean. It's totally new for us. I'm excited. I'm done rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Most importantly, hopefully, thank you for understanding everything. And again, if there's any concerns or questions, whatever, go ahead, leave a comment down below, and we can discuss it further for anything that I possibly missed. Thank you guys very much, and I will catch you in the next video.